an investigation, but there's no communication with law enforcement. So when you get that communication, it's precious to you. So it had just happened, but a petition went up that was against the local law enforcement, something that was going on. I do not recall the exact content of it. And I will say my thank yous, friends, in just a bit. Thank you so much for all your support. And that petition concerned Seth Rogers because it was not the stance Seth stood for or took. So because they did not have Julie's number, they reached out to me. And I contacted Julie on Seth's behalf and said, hey, Julie, Seth would like you to take on that petition because it's nothing, he doesn't stand for it, and he's afraid it'll be the wrong message if you put that out there. And it wasn't bullying, it was just a statement. And obviously it was taken a little bit of the wrong way, and it didn't get taken down. And the reason I'm sharing this is not to be gossipy, not because that person's sharing it constantly. It's just because it's an indicator as to why Seth isn't working with that individual. Okay? That's why. It's because it's his search. It's his goal. It's his son. And if he feels you are not here for that goal, he is not going to choose to work with you. And he feels that of recent events, and he's asked me to share this with you all, and we're going to talk about this and then Tony. The recent events that have come out has completely 100% validated his decision not to work with Julie. So that is why, and it doesn't matter, we are here. For instance, if Seth called me and said, Jaye, take it down. Whatever it may be. It could be a post, a live, a video. If Seth did that, I would take it down. Docs with her made a good call because of what is going on. He remembers when Julie was doxxed with her family and her kids, how it felt, how upsetting it was to her. And now we're hearing that she wants to dox Tony. Well, Seth is really upset about that because Seth asked Tony to be here. And Tony has remained through all of this. At night has remained through all of this. Dogs team through all of this. They're not leaving, and that's important when you're searching for your child. All this other stuff is nonsense, but you can't not pay attention to it, right? So that is why, period. I want to talk a little bit before we get into Tony about the bulletin boards. The bulletin boards are going up. Many more. Many, many more. They are not coming down. They are going across the nation because this young man, Sebastian Rogers, deserves visibility. Visibility. It's important. And just like the riddles, remember the riddles? Some of you, we had fun trying to figure them out, but yet some of you thought, well, I don't understand what it means. And remember, I would always say, we're not meant to understand what it means. The people who do understand, or person do understand, are most likely the ones, who have something, at the very least, maybe guilty knowledge. Visibility. It's important. And just like the riddles, remember the riddles? Some of you, we had fun trying to figure them out, but yet some of you thought, well, I don't understand what it means. And remember, I would always say, we're not meant to understand what it means. The people who do understand, or person do understand, are most likely the ones, who have something, at the very least, maybe guilty knowledge. There was another channel who put out about that Tony had some lawsuits. Tony and they had owned many businesses, and he had put out there that there were some lawsuits in Tony's life. Now, of course, it shouldn't be the focus. Tony's helping the father find a missing son. It should not be something we're even concerned about. It shouldn't be something we have to discuss. His life, his background shouldn't be important. No one, nor theirs, nor Seth's, nor anyone's, quite frankly, right now, that has nothing pertaining to Sebastian's well-being, right? So anyway, let me go ahead and address it for you because I've been asked to. Yes, they had brought up the fact that Tony had a bankruptcy, and I'm going to tell you why. In the year 2000, Tony Mathis, his wife, they lost a child. And they lost that child, and it caused them great financial stress. the burying of their child, the funeral of their child, the loss of their child. Okay? That is true. It is a fact. 100. And we have to bring this out today in order to explain something that shouldn't even be relevant. And then it ends up coming down to having to discuss a family's loss of a child. We need to get it together, people. We need to get it together. So they lost a child. And if anyone's had a loss like that, and I know many of you have in my chat, you know that it hurts, harms, affects, traumatizes every part of your life. And that is why Tony Mathis filed for bankruptcy. That is from Tony, from Seth, to me, straight from the horse's mouth, and no one else who has a comment on it should be believed. No one's opinion should matter. No one's thoughts should count. And it's really sad and disgusting that that trauma, that loss, had to be discussed today during a search for a missing teenager. It's disgusting. So I'm here earlier than normal because after speaking with Seth, I decided I would be out here and I would share this. And only one thing in all of that deep diving into their lives for the finalization and the adoption that came out was one check in all that time that didn't clear all those years ago, and it was pertaining to the burial and funeral of their child. So please understand, when you hear things, consider your source. And when you hear people saying they're going to dox people or whatever, or talk about someone's possible or someone's bankruptcy or whatever it might be, please remember, sometimes there's something really traumatic and personal that's attached. And it's actually so horrid that a person trying to help find a missing child, the father of the missing child, implored to assist him, is having this brought forth. No one should be. Doxing's illegal. It is being monitored. It will continue to be monitored. And it's not right.